the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Coming up, Doug Schaffer, Allison Division of General Motors, auto parts, packaging, shipping, the kind of the backstory on what you do, how you get your parts. Does that kind of sum it up? Yeah.
Not only that, Mr. Schaffer is my cousin.
I am so sorry, Mr. Schaffer.
He didn't admit to that when I was talking to him,
Well,
Jeff.
not many people do.
No, I would.
But he doesn't want to get boxed in.
There you go.
So to speak. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars, King Conrad DeLong. We always need more Jeff Zekin.
Yep.
I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us on this Saturday for our live version of the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. All of the boys are together in the studio today, and we're trying to keep it cool in here because I'll tell you what, it's been just a little toasty here in the Houston area. 100-degree days with feels like temperatures of 115. And we got a whole another week of it to go.
Yesterday was a 3-panty day.
What?
A 3-panty day.
It was so sweaty outside, you had to change often.
I don't get it.
I don't want to get it.
Come on, Mars, play the game.
Okay.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, obviously he's preoccupied with something.
I'm checking audio over here right now.
Yeah, right. Okay. Whatever excuse you can come up with to get out of that.
Thank you.
Joining us now, Doug Schaffer, retired General Motors Allison Division, auto parts, packaging, and shipping. Doug, howdy, good morning, and welcome welcome to the car insanity called In Wheel Time.
Good morning.
We knew we'd bring in...
I'm sorry?
Pardon? Good morning. And because Jeff is my cousin, I can harass him a little bit.
There you go.
I think he ought to be wearing a hat because the glare is a little too much.
I got a coonskin cap back
That's
here.
the voice of experience, I see.
Yes. Backing up to your first caller about the Corvette Club, Jeff's oldest sister, Pat, when I graduated out of high school, her husband had a Corvette. I think it was a 62.
Yep.
We had a graduation party, and he had given me the keys and said, you can have it tonight, bring it back tomorrow, clean and with a full tank of gas. And I drove the hell out of it.
All night long, huh?
All night long.
Well, I'm waiting for the follow-up to that. I mean, did you Zoom any girls in it? Or, I mean, what was the deal?
I was going too fast to pick up any women. I was going from traffic light to traffic light as fast as I could.
I'm sure you were. In 1962, that probably wasn't that fast, but
for the day it was.
I guess so. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think it had like a 283 with a 2-barrel or 4-barrel on it. I can't remember.
Yeah. So
it definitely wasn't quick. But you're sitting in a 2-seat car. You're 6 inches off the ground. It seems like you're going fast.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It still does.
Yeah.
So, Doug, retired from General Motors. How long did you work for GM?
32 and a half years.
Yeah. And you worked for the Allison Division. Now, when I think of Allison, I think of Allison Transmissions.
Yep. That's it.
And
the best transmission in any GM product, period.
Yeah. What was the location where you worked?
Well, when I first started out, I was hired in as a bench and line inspector because I could read a blueprint and knew how to handle a micrometer. And was at bench and line. I got moved up to receiving inspection, salvage, utility man. Then I went on salary after 7 years. But I started out in the Detroit plant. And after 7 years, I went on salary. And they sent me out to the parts warehouse, which was in Romulus, Michigan.
Know it well.
Isn't that by by the airport?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of, there's Willow Run. Willow Run was the original Detroit airport, and then they built the international airport. And we were kind of like right in between. And, you talk about transmissions. One of the things that when I worked for them, General Motors developed the first automatic electronic shift transmission. And we could not build those fast enough and get them out the door for people. They were supposedly a truck driver was getting roughly 7 miles per gallon out of a manual transmission. Put this automatic in there. you were getting around 12. That was huge for a truck driver. Also, you didn't have to keep switching out clutches. So that was one of the big things for the Allison transmission.
How many speeds did that transmission have?
At the time, I think it was only maybe 5.
5 speeds.
I'm not absolutely sure about that, but I think it was about 5.
Yeah. So truck transmissions. Yeah. Big truck transmissions.
But that's where Allison built its brand, was doing transmissions for medium and heavy duty trucks.
So was Allison was an independent company and GM bought them? Is that how that transpired?
Yeah. Roger Penske came in and he wanted to buy part of the deal. We had what was called a Silver 92 engine. And, we had the big, huge diesels, the 671, the 871, the 1671, and, the big diesel engines, the ones that go in electric motor trains.
Yes.
And he come in because he had a deal, I believe, with like UPS to put these, to build some trucks with these engines and transmissions in them. And at that point, GM took a look and said, maybe we need to get out of this business or merge. So they wound up merging with Allison Transmission. And at that point, I got transferred down to Indianapolis. The other thing Allison did too that people don't realize is they built aircraft engines. And Jay Leno has a motorcycle that has a jet engine in it. I believe that is one of our jet engines in that. We were making helicopter engines for the Hueys for a while there during Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
And, but anyway, back to I got transferred down to Indianapolis. And, before I went down to Indianapolis, getting back to Detroit Diesel, the parts warehouse out there, we became the world's largest automated warehouse. We were there years before Amazon. I have you can't really see this picture. Can you see this picture at all?
Yeah, we can see it. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. This picture's, I think, 35 years old, and it's been up in my garage attic. But this shows you how the way everything went through that plant. We had there was 21 miles of conveyor belts in that place.
Oh.
And the noise was so bad that the union complained they had to come in and build ducting, like for your furnace and heating around the conveyors. So to quiet it down because the noise was so loud.
Sure, baffles.
Well, I'm amazed. The union complained. I couldn't imagine the union would complain about it.
Can you believe that?
Yeah. Okay, so let's drill it down to you and your career now. Let's move on. And so is Allison still in business in Indianapolis?
Yes, they are.
They are.
Yes, they are.
Okay. Now,
going gangbusters.
Are you living there?
No.
You moved back to Detroit?
Originally from Detroit, transferred down to Indianapolis, got tired of the upper management BS. After 32 and a half years, I retired. And naturally, I used to live in El Paso for a while. I loved Texas.
Everybody does.
We came down here 3 years before I retired looking for a place to live. We drove through Texas. We came Houston. It's got a traffic problem. I love Houston. Galveston was too expensive for me at the time. Came down to Corpus, kind of like Corpus, went down to Brownsville. Now, my wife, I don't want to call her a witch, but she has ESP.
They all do.
And, we drove into town and she said, we got to get out of here. There's something wrong with this city. So we drove up to McAllen, and I really like McAllen, except it's too close to the border.
It is.
And then we went into New Mexico. My wife always liked New Mexico. We looked in New Mexico and didn't see anything that we like there. Now, my wife's originally from Oklahoma, so we looped back to Oklahoma, visited relatives there, and came back. Decided to move here because I ran across a good deal on a house. I'm out on North Padre Island. I'm on a canal. And at the time, I think I only paid like $180,000 for the house. The house now is worth probably over $500,000.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get back to
Padre
you
Island.
and your Allison division. So you turned into the packaging shipping department for a career.
Not me. I worked with those guys. We were in the order department, and right behind us there was a doorway. But two of the people that worked there, I managed the baseball team, used to play ball for me. They got transferred down to Indianapolis too. And that had become a leader. That was the world's best packaging engineering lab in the United States at the time. And they did everything. You drop boxes, you kick boxes, you try and all the controlled things that they had in their lab. They would occasionally take something and have a truck driver come out and throw it out in the aisleway and see how bad he could damage the box. And people don't realize everything you touch. How about a Pringles can? Who designed a Pringles can? You know,
Allison.
I got it's a good possibility, but the way the box is made, you know, what's it going to contain? People don't realize. You look at a pizza box. He had that guy, Jared, whoever it was the fastest folding box guy in the United States or whatever. Did anybody take a look at the box, how it was made so he could take and fold that so everything fit, bang, 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 bang? Nobody thinks of that. You know?
So how many boxes do you think they produced? And was it strictly for one part or all the parts?
We basically bought, and you got to say you can't say cardboard. You got to say corrugated.
I didn't know that.
We would buy that by the bulk, and we had machines that would cut it and make up the different size. We basically had, I would say, maybe 8 or 10 standard type containers, and they would go on and design and make other things. You know, the thing that amazes me, I go to buy some glue to put something together.
Yeah.
Do you ever think of the side, the container?
Look at that.
This seal right here where they put the cardboard together, try and peel that apart. You can't do it. What's the glue? I want that glue.
Yeah, you can't buy that across the
When I'm
counter.
building it, when I'm building something, or I need to glue something.
Well, they wouldn't sell it to me because they were afraid I'd get high on
Yeah,
it.
you'd be sniffing it.
Yeah, sniffing the
Either
glue.
that or you'd stick yourself to something and couldn't get off.
Yeah, what happened here? I can't get my fingers apart.
Well, your fingers would be the least of your worries.
But seriously, back when I was a kid, I used to put models together, and that's before I put tons and tons of car models together.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's
And-
wrong with us today, sir.
Testers.
Yeah, Doug,
That is absolutely correct.
Doug,
That is absolutely correct.
okay, Doug.
That's why they liked it, because you'd catch a buzz putting a car model
There you
together.
go.
Sitting there working over it, gluing everything together.
That's why the union complained.
That's it. Doug, it's great to talk to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us today. We love the story. And
Thank you.
Love you, cuz.
Yeah, and enjoy the rest of your retirement, sir.
Hey, did
Thank you, I will.
Jeff ever ask you for a job?
No, but when he used to come down and visit me when he worked for a different company, when I
Yeah, down in
when he was
Corpus.
down in the neighborhood.
Yeah, with ATD. Absolutely. We
Yeah.
drank beer together. It's all good.
Yeah, we did.
All right, Doug. Well, go have yourself a beer and enjoy the rest of the day, sir. Stay cool.
Thank you. Catch you later. Get a hat, Jeff.
All
Yeah,
right,
Jeff.
I will.
Get a hat,
I'll put the
Jeff. That's got to be
coonskin
his
cap
next
on
name.
behind me. There you go.
So if you haven't discovered it yet, you're riding with us here on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. I happen to have a very interesting sold cars roundup from Hemmings. Of course, I
There
always
we
have to talk about the Corvettes first, and let's start with the 1976 Corvette that sold at auction online a couple of weeks ago through Hemmings, and the sold price, we're guessing the price. Would anybody like to?
77 Hemmings.
77 Chevrolet Corvette Coupe.
17,000.
Close.
20.
15,225.
Ooh.
Absolutely no horsepower whatsoever. But
Gutless wonder.
Not much style
If it
either.
had horsepower, go for
actually,
17.
no, I still like the style. It has the old Mako Shark thing that came out in,
I don't like the
68?
rear end of them. That's the problem.
Well, you can change that. You can do anything you want to it because it's old and it's only $15,000. How about a
That's the
19?
Kardashian one.
How
You can
about a
change it.
1972 Chevy Chevelle?
Ooh, 60.
Yeah.
No, it
Now
says
this-
it doesn't
well,
say. It doesn't say.
Is it an
it
SS?
says
Oh, it matters.
He's going to
it
tell
says SS on the grill. My guess is it is a clone because it only sold for $34,125.
Oh.
That would be my guess because I think a real 72 SS would be a lot more
Yeah.
than 34,000.
And you wouldn't want to drive a real SS on the street very much just because of idiots out there driving around.
Well, not only that, but the road nicks and dents
Right.
and whiskey dents and all that.
Here's one for you, sir. A 1977 Datsun 280Z. What do you think? And it's still together. We don't know what the rust is like underneath it. But 77 Datsun 280Z.
21.
10,000.
12.
29,
Oh.
715.
Oh,
So it
well.
must be a pretty much of a cream pie. It's what I could think of.
Cream puff.
Chevy Monte Carlo, 1973 model, with the Landau top.
That was the first year for the design change for
Yeah,
Monte
Okay.
Carlo.
And so, what would you think that sells?
$8,000.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
14.
8.
10,495
Oh, must be
for
in
a
good shape.
73. Well, it looks that way. Again, we can't tell. It's only one picture on it, but it looks pretty good. But
Didn't
it's
they-
brown.
Didn't they make a back bubble or a fastback out of glass on some of those Monties?
Yeah,
Back
but
in
that
the-
wasn't
later.
until the 80s.
That was the NASCAR.
Those-
thing,
yeah.
Here's one for you old timers that appreciate antiques.
With these two guys?
You old timers. We old timers.
1930 Ford Model A. What would you guess that would go for?
27.
When you say a
stop
Model
it- Model A. Stop and think about it. Okay, it's not the original paint. It's not original. It's
Is it hot rodded or
no,
just
it does not look like it's hot rodded. Got wire wheels.
I'm going to go for 14.
12,000.
22?
13,125.
Ooh,
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. And that kind of amazes me that you can go out today and buy a 1930 Ford Model A. Looks pretty good. With its flathead 4-cylinder engine.
Vroom.
$13,000. So you could get into the sport if you wanted to.
Well, Kylie's learning how to drive, and she's looking.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
probably not the car for her.
No. Here's one, perhaps a 2002 Jeep Wrangler. 2002.
Jeep
So it
Wrangler.
is 21 years old.
Lifted and modified?
Nope. It looks good. It's got
Nine-
soft top on it.
$9,000.
15,750.
Yeah, I was going to say 16.
Yeah, just because you're conceived in the back of a Jeep does not make you Cherokee.
That's a different model.
That's an old Oklahoma.
This is a
saying.
Wrangler, like giddy up.
Yeah.
Yeehaw. A 1960 Dodge.
That's what happened. They were wrangled her.
That's a stretch.
He thinks too deep.
1960 Dodge D100. What do you think that would sell for? It looks very
D100.
very
7,000.
clean.
30.
7.
Oh, thinking 19.
10.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
cheap. That's
No
cheap.
kidding.
And
It's
it looks-
ugly.
You know,
no, not
cheap
necessarily.
Yes,
yeah,
they
but it's
were
not
ugly.
popular. It's
Well, but I'm kind of into that game. All right,
well, you would be.
I would be. 1941 Mercury 19A.
Mercury 19A.
Whatever the heck that is.
Is it a
A
lead sled?
Mercury 19A model from 1941. What would you think? They talk about ugly. Whew.
I would
17.
say 9.
$12,075.
I wouldn't have guessed.
Yeah. Conrad, this is for you. Everybody else, just stand by.
Mhm.
A 1962 Austin Healey 3000 Mark II.
So that had the 3-liter inline six.
Only he would know that.
I'll say about 28.
You missed it by a little bit. $124,950.
Holy cow!
Whoa.
Well, that had to be show quality car.
Well, I don't know about that. It's ugly.
Got to be
But
contours.
all I
quality.
can
Austin
think of
Healey's
is,
were.
yeah, but all I can think of is that it clearly has something else going for it that we don't know about. I wouldn't give you 2 cents for it, but $124,900.
That's
Wow.
That's what it's
pretty
sold
high
for.
level car.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Here's one: a 1979 Mazda RX-7. Now, is that with the rotary engine in it?
Yeah.
The 79 Mazda RX-7. Guesses? All
79
join.
Mazda,
All
79.
skate.
11,000.
Yeah, I'd say 14.
Mars,
12.
$3,500.
That's
We
a
overpaid,
steal.
fellas.
That's a steal.
Well, I thought it was for 2. That's why I said 11.
That would be 3.
That's why I highlighted it, because I thought that was really something.
It was.
A really clean looking but ugly color 1949 Ford F1. That's a pickup truck.
Right.
Okay.
30.
Spot on.
Yeah.
2250. $22,050.
I'll
That
take
F1
19.
draws big money.
Yeah.
It does.
1970 BSA Starfire. BSA.
heck?
I have not heard about BSAs.
Is that a motorcycle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
BSAs since middle school. A BSA.
Oh, so that would have been the 60s.
I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Well,
say
1970.
Well, no, when you were in middle school, it would have been the 60s.
Well, thank you for pointing that out. Yes, that's true.
I'm going to say 11.
I have no clue.
$3,000.
Yeah.
Really?
No,
A
BSA. BSA stood for
British.
British something auto works.
BSA
Or,
stood
I just
for-
saw
I
it.
gotta-
British
Auto
sucks all the time.
I gotta
Starfire.
push it a lot.
Yeah. Or the last one of the day, because I don't want to burden this too much. 1957 Studebaker Transtar. This is a pickup truck,
oh,
and it's painted up pretty good. It's nice looking, anyway. A 57
30.
Studebaker Transtar, almost $24,150. Yeah.
Sounds like something Randy Borcherding would build.
no. Who is it that has one that we know? The friend of the show. I can't think of his name.
Ron Stein.
Ron Stein would know all about that.
Yeah, there you go. That's what it looks like. Just thought you'd like to know. But at any
He's
rate,
not.
so the purpose of this is to point out the fact that if you're not George Skelton, if you're not a car guy, and you want to join in the car club festivities and fun, car shows, cruisins,
Right.
and that sort of stuff, that would be something that you would definitely want to consider.
There's some good value out there.
Yeah.
And that's the purpose of this segment.
Yeah, and I would want a driver. I would want to take something like on a day-to-day, like you have your vet, you drop the top, go for a
Correct.
little cruise.
Yep. Yeah, because I've been the show car stuff, and
Mhm.
you got to have some deep
Drivers
pockets,
are more fun.
a lot of patience, and a lot of money, and it's too big of a pain.
Mm-hmm.
But at any rate, okay. Shall we do some automotive news? I have lots of stories today.
And then we got history also.
Oh, we do. Oh,
Oh,
let's do
yeah.
history. I'm sorry, Conrad, I forgot.
Okay.
I didn't turn the page, but let's do.
This week in 1940, did you know that Edsel Ford called William Knudsen,
Knudsen.
Bunky Knudsen?
Bunky Knudsen.
And he was in charge of the U.S. Office of Production Management and confirmed Ford's acceptance to build 9,000 Rolls-Royce designed engines to be used in British and U.S. airplanes. If you remember the Allison V12, which was the engine of choice of the P-51 Mustang,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize Ford built those under contract. And then in 1940, also this week, Shirley Muldowney, the first lady of drag racing and friend of the show and friend of Stan and Sheila Holt, she was born in Schenectady, New York. She won the NHRA Top Fuel Championship in 77, 80, and 82. Also in 1947, William Clay Ford married Martha Firestone, uniting two of the greatest fortunes in American automotive history. Henry and Harvey Firestone had been close friends and allies during their lives. After Firestone received the exclusive contract to supply tires for the Ford Model T.
I give it a year.
Neither man lived to see the union of their families. But I thought that was a pretty cool story.
Yeah.
And then to tie back into the earlier interview we had, in 1952, Maurice Ollie, Chevrolet's chief engineer, completed the chassis code named Opal, which became the 53 Corvette. And he wrote this book, Chassis by Design, and I think it's still available today. But he worked for 25 years for Rolls-Royce, and then went to work for General Motors and Chevrolet, and it prepared him for the important role he played in the birth of the Corvette. In 1991, let's see if I can make the noise here.
Where am I going to hear it?
Don't know. Imagine a noise in your head.
Yeah. Well, let's just move on.
Let's just move on. We've got less
So
than a minute.
was
Less than a minute.
that was the when Mazda won the Le Mans 24 Hours in their 4-rotor engine. They said it was the loudest engine ever to run at Le Mans. And, that little 4-rotor just sounded like a sewing machine going by. And, pretty cool. Very good-looking car, a historical car. And the car has been out, and they've shown the car at the Goodwood races as well recently. And then in 2001 this week, Fast and the Furious, the crime drama, the crime drama-based movie debuted with Vin Diesel and such. So that's this week in auto history.
Thank you very much. Time now for a quick break. We'll be right back here on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Please stay with us. Everyone at the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, thank you for participating in the best cruise in around, and look forward to seeing you again. You'll hear about the next cruise-in date right here on In Wheel Time. Next time you're in the West Houston Energy Corridor area, be sure and stop in at the original Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex at I-10 and Highway 6, or the Katy location on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard. When passing through Beaumont or College Station, stop in and have Lupi's award-winning beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. There's always a celebration at Lupi Tortilla. Lupi Tortilla founder Stan Holt and his wife Sheila are winning racers on the NHRA drag racing circuit and have a collection of hot rods and classics that everyone appreciates. Look for them at the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In. The date will be announced soon and will once again be held at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex on 99 and Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 and Katy. We'll give you all the details right here on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show and online. Donations benefit God's Garage. We'll see you then. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. The award-winning In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available on the most popular podcast channels out there in 30-minute episodes. We realize our 3-hour live show can be difficult to catch in its entirety, so now you can listen every day to a convenient, fresh 30-minute episode. Check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Audible, along with a dozen more. In Wheel Time has the most informative automotive guest interviews and new car reviews, along with popular features including Conrad's Car Clinic and This Week in Auto History, along with automotive news headlines. Our live broadcast airs every Saturday, 8 to 11 Central on InWheelTime.com, the iHeart app, and on YouTube. Be sure to say hello when we're broadcasting from the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In, Autorama, and the Houston Auto Show, among others. Now, it's easier than ever to hear about all things automotive all week long. You're invited to join fellow car enthusiasts in becoming part of the ever-growing In Wheel Time Car Talk family. Don't forget those 30-minute podcast episodes on your favorite podcast channel.